Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of HBM mod. Last time we tackled the stuff over here, the cyclotron, which is still making polonium. Of course, because I'm always going to need polonium. That's why I'm making so much. Check it out. 5 ingots. And I have 15 ingots of polonium. You don't have that much polonium, do you? Probably not. Well, actually, maybe. Maybe. Today, we're going to do some stuff. We are going to start working on the particle accelerator, because that's awesome. So, we are going to make 9 stacks of cast steel plates. Why? Don't ask why. Let's see if we got enough steel over here. Okay. Clearly, we have a problem. We have a serious issue with this. The machine is not doing its stuff. It's doing it all wrong. Why? Why? This is a serious issue. Clearly. Anyway, we basically have enough of this stuff now that we'll be pretty much set on steel as long as this thing keeps running. So, I mean, well, it's very rapidly approaching the point where we're going to have too much steel, maybe. Potentially. That could be an issue. I don't know. It's producing a lot of steel. All I know is it's producing so much steel right now. Okay. Oh, right. I got turned on the watch reactor again because it was turned off during the Nether episode when we got the neodymium for the stuff, which was last episode. Why do we need the watch reactor to be constantly running? Well, it's because they were going to get euthemium soon. And, yeah, to get euthemium, you need the watch reactor. Best way of getting it is this. Of course, there's also the RBMK method, which gets you Georgium. So now, let's go ahead and put in some other stuff in there. Let's not put in the Neptunium, because it might explode. That might cause a massive explosion. This guy's empty, dude. Empty. Awesome. Perfect. Now, is this guy full then? Oh, he's getting pretty close. Get rid of this nuclear waste. The good way. Dispose. 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 Okay, it's all gone. Check this out. Lead, iron, lead. Holy. So much lead. And of course, you know what lead's good for? It's good for making those neutron absorber things, or absorber pellets. You see, at this point we can technically make CMB steel with all of the stuff we have. I just am not doing it for some reason. Probably because I just don't feel like doing that for one episode. At least not yet. I'm not that desperate yet. We're not down that low. Anyway, put in those, and that increases the heat a bit. I bet we can put in a third one, and it will increase the heat a little bit more. Oh, wait, maybe we can do another one. Okay. We're really pushing on the heat here. How much is that doing? 49,000? And then this is going to be building up rapidly, yeah. Okay, maybe we shouldn't have done so many of them. But then again... I don't know how I feel about this, so, I mean, it was fine with just 2, but 4 is pushing it. Let's not do that many. I always forget that there's stairs on the other side, so if I want to check the cyclotron, what's going on here, all I have to do is use the other stairs. Look at all the antimatter we get. We get 390 pieces of antimatter, which is used in... balefire and other stuff, like actually used in. Look at that anti-proton. Look at this positive anti. Oh, you can make antimatter. Is it useless? Is this just useless? Antimatter cluster. Very heavy antimatter cluster gets rid of black holes. Oh well, yeah, you can make balefire bombs with this, of course. Flash gold billets. You want to make one of these? You need antimatter that makes flash gold and flash lead, which are ridiculous fuels, aren't they? What can I use antimatter for? Oh, right, anti-tribinium cells. That's the other thing, which are then used in everything end game. You want a singularity? Well, you're gonna need to get a bunch of these guys, and we're almost there. We almost need the singularity. Like, we're almost to the point where we're gonna need that. Also, you can make these if you're insane. Although, main reason is to make this thing. which can then make this thing, which is a vibrant for DFC. But you can also make miniature black hole, those, which this is the main thing. You can then get to spark singularities, which is used in the spark energy cube, isn't it? Or is it not used in any of that? It's just a thing. It just exists. Oh, but it's used in the dineutronium. That's why I know about it. And of course, there's a component in the DFC, which we're getting very close to. It's the late endgame item, or late endgame machine. I guess early late game also includes ICF then, but there shouldn't be anything between the ICF and the DFC. It should just be ICF. Then mid late game is just focused on Space Carol, rockets and stuff. We're almost there. We have the stuff to make 4 rockets, so they're not the good kind of rockets. They're the crappy kind, because that's all we can afford nowadays. Worst rocket ever. Soyuz. Oh, somebody's gonna be mad about that. Oh, right. We were supposed to be working on the actual particle accelerator, not rambling about all that stuff. Well, basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to take all of this, and I'm going to start making it into these. What are these? Blocks of steel. Because I need an actual ton of blocks of steel. So for the first time in this playthrough, we are about to make like 1,000 blocks of, well, 1,000 units of cast steel plates, which is ridiculous. So that's one. So remember, this is gonna make 9 stacks of them cast steel plates. I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna do 6 stacks of these steel blocks, which I think is gonna be enough to build the whole thing. Well, probably more than enough, considering how big I'm building this. You'll see in a second how big I'm planning to make this, and it's going to take multiple episodes. But don't worry, because it's not that bad. Could be worse, and it doesn't explode. I don't think. Hopefully, it doesn't. I have not done this in the 1.7.10 version, so I have no clue if this thing can explode. But I don't think it can. I think it just gets a little bit angry. Hopefully, it doesn't explode. Okay, that'd be bad. I'm not sure how many blocks apart I have to put the actual energy ports on this thing, but I know they take a lot of energy. Especially considering how big this is going to be. It's going to be massive. Ludicrously large. Huge. The first 3 stacks of steel blocks are ready for casting. The first 3 stacks of steel blocks are ready for casting. I'm going to take that out. Take that out. Boom. Swap it around. Awesome. We also have neodymium ready. So once we have enough cast steel plates out of this, then I will start making the stuff. So those are the first. Awesome. So we're going to take this out. Oh, I need to make gold wires too. I can't actually make those right now because I have this guy running. So the options for these coils are limited down to these chlorophyte cable thingies. Or coils thingies. That's what I'm limited to, kind of. Kind of limited. I don't... Not super limited, but... Well, that's one of the options. The other option is these guys, which we can make. Shrabbity, we can also make... These guys are amazing. 1,000, 2,500. These guys are 10,000, so you would make like a tiny donut for that if you want to max it out on those. We're going to use a mixture of these top 3 and then these lower 2. Well, actually, no. These lower 3. Actually, we'll use all of them. Except for these guys. These guys are actually stupid. Don't make... whoa. It's 100. We could probably make the whole thing out of them. It's not that expensive. It's just magnetized tungsten. Maybe. We'll use some of them. Those actually are going to be... You know, we could just skip the neodymium ones. Let's just go with these guys instead. Right, we need to be producing strabidium then. Which we need to get the lithium capacitor. We gotta get a capacitor board. Blah, 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 blah. It's just a bunch of work. But it's not done yet, so we gotta wait on that. All right, so with those coils, basically what's going on with the coils is that we have those are an option. The strabitic coils we're not going to make. Actually, these are a combination of the two, which is a little bit more expensive. Not gonna make those. We're gonna skip them. We're gonna go with the Shrabbidate ones. a Shreddate one is just a better option, I mean, overall. But we could just go with the Star Metal ones, which would be even better. I probably need to set up another Crucible and start making those. Which means a lot of the actual reactor... I don't know, we might not even... Oh, weird. Okay, well, as you can see, this makes 16. Each of those makes 16 of these, and I just made 5 of them. So, let's go ahead and start setting up where we're going to put this thing in. Does the edges of this need... I'm pretty sure it needs to be all solid. We're going to go up on that layer there. I was thinking about making this extend a little bit out a little bit more, but it's going to be way too big if I do that. I mean, there's extra space for another particle accelerator up here. I mean, if we need a second one that needs to be bigger, we could always just, you know, take this one, extend it out a little bit. You know, there's room for that. But for now, this is where we're going to put the actual chamber at eventually. It costs a bunch of circuits, but we're not doing that right now. The analysis chamber. Analysis chamber. I think I said that right the first time. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway. Basically, this is going to be the big steel shell for the thing. Which, there's a way to do this. Where you basically take dirt, wood, and you could use cobblestone for that, I guess. Actually, no. Just use dirt and wood. So you do the dirt for the coils, or wood for the coils if you want, and then dirt for the actual thing. And then you just build it like you build the particle accelerator. But then you can calculate how many blocks you're going to need for the size you're building. That's the easiest way to do it, is just to build it out of wood and dirt to get like a scale model, and then take it all apart and find out how much you need. That's the easy way. Of course, I'm just building this as is. I don't care about how much I'm going to need. I actually think I'm only going to need 3 stacks of blocks for this, which is really actually not that bad. For the steel, at least. The rest of this thing is going to be ridiculous. And these are more expensive than they were on the 112 version. I can say that much. Because it costs 12 instead of 8. Although it gives you more. It gives you 16. Whereas the other ones only gave you 1. So it was 1 for 8 steel. Which was ridiculous. Although it was possible to do. Even without automating steel at the time. Because I didn't know how to automate steel yet. I was just... didn't do that. I just did steel on by hand. Back then. Now, I have the steel automated, and it's way easier. Especially since now we got drills and stuff. I don't need to do any stupid shenanigans with this, right? I don't need to do any, cast, bolt plating, whatever, baloney, welding. What was the other thing that riveting. That was the thing we did, riveting. We don't need to do any riveting or welding on this thing, which is nice. Although I'm sure that's going to change in the future. Because it seems to be how all the machines are going nowadays. Gotta be doing all that welding and stuff. Oh. Not that it's not fun. It's just... it's a little bit extra. We might put the analysis chamber there. Analysis chamber there. Right. Okay. So we have almost built this ring all the way around. Well, we built it like a quarter of the way around. Actually, an eighth. Here is another stack of particle accelerator plating. Awesome. Wow, my favorite part of this. It costs 4 cast steel plates for each one. Which, I mean, is fine. I'm not complaining about that. It's actually fine. By the way, if you look up in the sky, that cloud looks like an F. Look at that. I love that. It just looks like the one we got in the basement, doesn't it? Weird. Anyway. Now, in some tutorials, they tell you don't need to have this on the edge. I'm gonna tell you do. Put it on the edge. Oh, wait. Don't make that a corner. When you get to the corner, you have to have the edge. I'm just gonna say that you do, because that's how it was in the past. Let's just stick with that. It's not slightly more expensive. Doesn't matter. You can afford this if you're building it at this point. If you're building it and you're struggling, then maybe you should consider what you're doing. Maybe not do this right now. Maybe put this off a little bit and get some more infrastructure first. It's like building the watch reactor when you do not have enough stuff to build the when you just have to weld each plate one at a time. If you have to weld each plate one at a time, you should reconsider maybe you should go get an energy cube, a Sharbadium energy cube, before you consider building a watch reactor. Like, honestly, here we got 44 of these cast steel plates, which is 160. 160? Is it 160 or is it 160 something else? 160 plus 16, isn't it? How are these guys doing? Mud's doing good. Perfect. What I like to see. This guy's disposing of waste. This guy's doing stuff. And the temperature should drop. I would love if the temperature drops when these guys were in there. So, I mean, it'd be nice if they just could drop a bit so I can shove more stuff in there and make it do more things. The particle accelerating. It's happening today. Well, actually not happening today, because, I mean, the next episode will probably be focused on getting the analysis chamber and the Schottky diodes, while in the background I'll be just making all the coils. Because there is a billion coils which are going to go inside of here. Like, actually a billion. I don't know how many. I'm not going to do the math, because I will probably eventually need to make this thing bigger. Our goal is to hit the maximum of 500,000, which is the highest you need. Of course, you can probably go bigger if you really want to. Particle accelerator. Yeah, what recipes does this guy do? How do you get this guy? Oh, well, yeah, of course you can go bigger than that. But we need a sparticle capsule. Make this thing pulverized enchantment, strange quark. And to get to there, you need to have 500,000, and that looks like it's a circular or linear. I don't know. Recipes here. Okay, that one's linear. And then the sparticle one's circular. Clearly. You can also make diagamma, which is, takes Higgs boson and that thing. Which, is this thing, how do you deal with this? How do you deal with this when you make this? That will be, like, a lot of Shrabbadate coils, or actually star metal chlorophyte coils. That will be basically all chlorophyte coils. That would be what it requires inside this thing. Although, maybe Mesa coils would be able to do it. Actually, they will be able to do it in a smaller amount. But you don't need diagamma. It's actually useless. There's no use in that. Wow, we've made some serious progress. This is already double the size. Well, actually, this is actually quadruple the size of the one from back in the day. Holy crap, dude. This thing is going to be massive. Let's take a look at that on the map, though. Yeah, look at this thing. It's going to be huge. I will say that getting up there to actually make this thing is, is the F cloud back? I wonder if the F cloud is back. I love those clouds that look like funny letters. Oh, there's another one. It's all the way over there. But it will come to us eventually. What else we got? Nah, no other funny clouds. The analysis chamber is made with neutron reflectors and military-grade circuit boards. Ooh, that would be a little expensive, but not actually that bad. I mean, considering the fact that, of course you're going to want some glass ones, because it looks nice. The main core component, not bad at all. Should cost bismuth at least. Like, at least some bismuth in there. But, I mean, at this point, we've gone very far, so we don't need any bismuth in that. We don't need any bismuth in that. It's enough steel in this thing to, I mean, to make most people die. I mean, this is enough steel this is painful to make this much steel for most people, so, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, there's a few people out there who are great at making steel. Is that an element in the wall? There's a reactor element in the wall. We're almost all the way around the center. We're about halfway there. Well, actually, we're not. We're a quarter of the way. Well, we're a third of the way there. I was gonna say 2/4 of the way there. No, that's half still. We're not halfway there. But we're gonna be 48. Oh my gosh, dude. How much more do we have to cast out of this? Oh, we got a lot. Yeah, we'll finish it on this. We'll finish it on this much. But not in this episode, because, no, it's gonna happen next time. Next time, we will have the whole reactor done, or, no, particle accelerator done, ready to go. Or, well, we'll start working on all the stuff that's hard. The Schottky diodes and all of that, but which go on the corner. So we only need 4 Schottky diodes in total. The other thing is, yeah, we only need 4 Schottky diodes. We need one of these accelerator cores. We need a terminal, an access terminal for that. An analysis chamber, which is going to go on the opposite side of the core. So, I mean, it's pretty good that we got this structure here because it allows us to align where the core has to be in relation to the other piece. Time for me to use these stairs because I always use the other ones instead. Like they don't exist. I always forget about these guys. Just use these stairs. Check it out. Look how fast it is. Except I can't get up there yet. I have to go all the way over here still. One other thing before we go is that the more coils you use in this and the larger you build it, and the better the coils are, the more expensive it is going to be energy-wise. But by this point, once you have a fusion reactor, you should be set for running one of this size. And as long as you have energy batteries, you should be set for running one of this size for at least one operation. You need to have those energy cubes. And I'm probably not going to run this with the fusion reactor on because there's a potential for an explosion if the fusion reactor does not get enough energy. So, it's important to know those two things. That you need energy for this thing based on the size and the power of the coils. And also that if you have the Sherbidium energy cubes, you'll probably be safe at this point. As long as you have at least, I don't know, a few of them, and maybe some Sherbidium capacitors as well. A bunch of those.